Good morning. Here is my outfit of the day. Today I am wearing some older items, and all of this, with the exception of the shoes, is from New York and Company. So I'm wearing these jeggings. They're actually not jeans, but they are jeggings. They feel very much like jeans if you touch them, but they are not real jeans. They came from New York and Company several years ago. I bought this top at the same time from New York and Company, as well as the sweater. I'm pretty sure this is one of those outfits that I saw on a mannequin and I just copied it. So these flats here are from Macy's, and they are Madonna's line of shoes. I forgot to put on my watch, and but it's going to be a silver watch, so it will be there. But this is what I'm wearing today. I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Bye-bye. Good morning. It's 7:27. It is Halloween, and luckily for me, we do not have school today. We have a teacher in service, so the kids are not with us, and I won't be there tomorrow because I have another training. So we have avoided the chaos that can happen when you have school on Halloween. Plus, I won't necessarily have to deal with the aftermath of Halloween. I saw a lot of posts on Instagram this weekend about saying things like, let's pray for the teachers because Halloween's on a Monday and then you have to deal with the Tuesday. I won't have to do that. On the one hand, it's great. On the other hand, that might make for a very rough Wednesday. So I am headed to school right now to meet up with Liza because we are going to carpool to this in-service. It is the whole district's in a training today, and it's Kagan training, and we have completed all the Kagan training that they have to offer. So those teachers in the district that have completed all the training, we will be getting what I'm assuming is going to be some kind of refresher training for half the day, and then the other half of the day we are released to go back to our sites and plan and prep and do what we need to do. So we're going to be driving there together because parking is a challenge at all of our schools because every school is getting solar panels, plus every teacher in the district is having to go to one of these sites. So as far as this weekend, there's a man in a wheelchair crossing the street, and he wants me to cross the street while he's in the crosswalk. As far as this weekend, I stayed home all weekend because I had a lot to do, and I still have a lot to do. I've been working on report cards. I've been finalizing grades. I have to make some plans for tomorrow and Thursday because I'll be out 2 days. I had some math videos that I needed to upload, so that is pretty much how I spent my Saturday and Sunday. I didn't spend any time with my family. And the good news is for some reason now my internet seems to be working. I edited this past week's vlog on Friday, and I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna click upload before I go to bed just to see what happens. And I woke up Saturday morning to let Genesis out, fully expecting to see the sign on my computer that says the upload failed, and it said share successful, which was great. And I was actually able to upload that math video that I made reference to last week. So, and last night I uploaded 2 more math videos, and it's been moving very smoothly. And I told my mom, like, the speed of it is actually better than what it is when I take my computer to her house. So fingers crossed that somehow miraculously my internet issues have just resolved themselves. I'm hoping for the best. So that happened. I do want to apologize for the audio. They're right at around the 46th minute when I was in the district office with some of my friends and colleagues decorating the district bulletin board. The sound was going in and out. YouTube is very finicky, and for some reason, even though I used music from iMovie, which is the music I'm always using because I'm assuming that's approved music by iTunes, YouTube felt that it heard something that was copyrighted in that music, and so I had to go through the process of having YouTube manually remove it. And when they do that, it kind of messes up the audio in that place, and I couldn't figure out any other way around it. So sorry about that, and I was disappointed because I kind of liked the way that little piece of video came out, but you guys didn't get the full effect. So anyway, I'm about 1 minute late to meet Liza. She's very timely, so I'm sure she's waiting on me. And we're gonna head over to the middle school, or one of the middle schools in our district, for this training. And then hopefully we get plenty of time to plan, because I really need to get a head start on making my sub plans. And my report cards still are not finished, and those are due on Wednesday. So have a great morning, everyone. I will talk to you a little bit later. It's 11 o'clock on the dot. We got out of our training at about 10:45, and they let us leave, which was fantastic because everyone in that room is stressed right about now because we have report cards due. So they released us at 10:45 and said we didn't even necessarily have to check in with our sites. We were able to use the afternoon as we needed. I came back to my site along with most teachers because, like I said, report cards are due, so we have things that we need to do. Plus, I'm going to be working on my sub plan. So my plan is to get my sub plans done at least for tomorrow. And whatever work I need to do on my report cards, I'll probably try and do that at home. Liza came back because she's working on report cards. So when they made that announcement, I didn't even know what to do with myself. To have that kind of time left on your hands and not have any sort of stipulation on how you have to use that time was fantastic. So I'm in my room. I'm getting ready to eat my breakfast because I didn't get a chance to eat it yet. So I'm still eating these scramble cups. That's not focusing, but I'm gonna eat that, work on my sub plans, and try and get out of here early. So lucky me. It's 2:07 and I am getting ready to go home. I got my sub plans done for the day, and I have switched my room over for November, which just means I pulled the October books out and put them away, and I pulled out the November books. I've switched my calendar. The only thing I need to do is put out the lunch menu for November, but my district has not put that on the website yet. So I'm gonna go home and walk Genesis early. I have a manicure appointment at 4 because this is not gonna work. And when I get home from that, I'm going to continue to work on getting my report cards done because those are in process, and I'm not really looking forward to it because I've heard it's kind of a pain because everything is new and a little finicky right now. So this was a great day. I want to thank the district for letting us leave early because it was much needed, especially at this point with report cards due and everything. So it was a great Halloween for me. I hope. Good morning. Here's my outfit of the day. Today I am wearing my leggings. These are from J. Crew. I don't think I said that the last time I wore them. I'm wearing this black top from Old Navy. This little, I don't know, I guess you'd call it a sweater. It's from Old Navy. And I am wearing an infinity scarf that I got from Charming Charlie with a gold Michael Kors watch and several Alex and Annie bracelets. So that, oh, and my boots here from Nordstrom. So that is what I'm wearing today. I'll see you a little bit later. Look at Liza pretending like she's working. What time is it? It's noon.
It's noon. It's lunchtime.
We're at lunch.
We're not eating.
We didn't go out to eat with the rest of our team. Cindy went out to eat. The 4th grade teachers went out to eat. The principal went out to eat to have Thai food for the first time.
Ever.
And you know what we did? We stayed here and ate a salad and some leftovers. Because I need to finish my report. No, I'm not gonna finish them. I need to continue to work on my report cards.
Yep.
She's gonna lesson plan.
For Wednesday.
For Wednesday. Show them your lesson plans for the week.
Every week's not like
Oh, those are. Let me show them my lesson plans for the week.
Are a little more.
Mine are a little bit more meaty, more involved.
Look it up.
There's my lesson plans for the week.
What happens report card week?
So this week, I normally plan, but we were out yesterday because there was no school. We're out today. I'll be there tomorrow, but not Thursday, and then I'll be there Friday. Yeah. So making plans is not
really worth it right now.
Right now, especially because report cards are due. Yeah. We're having a great training. The trainer's here, but she's not on camera.
She's too shy.
She's too shy. She's gorgeous.
Yeah. She knows her stuff.
She knows her stuff. She's validating our feelings.
Yes. Just the look on her face of like, wish I could help you. I'm gonna try. We appreciate that.
She's putting up with all of our questions and all of our venting.
Yes.
So that's been nice. So I just want to check in. It's lunch. I'm going to work on my report card comments. Liza's going to lesson plan. And we're going to finish our training. And then I have a district meeting after school. So,
adios.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, it is 3:10. I need to first somehow safely get out of this parking lot because I'm right behind a basketball pole. I'm on my way to a district meeting, and it's very precarious right here. I just realized that I didn't really tell you what my training was all about today. So today we had, and technically I think it was more of a professional development than anything. It was training provided by our professional development department on Wonders implementation. So just giving us additional support. I'm sorry, I'm having to make like a 25-point turn because I'm stuck in this little tiny spot. 1 second. Let me concentrate. Okay, I did it. So, this was day 2 of our training on Wonders, and it was led by a person from our professional development department with the district. And the first half of the training, we kind of went over special ed stuff in terms of legalities, talking about things like what is the difference between a modification and an accommodation, how to make sure you're documenting that you're supporting your RSP or special ed students. And then the second half was focused on Wonders. And we looked at our, now I'm trapped in by construction workers. This is it's fantastic. Then the second half, we talked about Wonders itself. We looked at some Connect Ed pieces, talked more about how to fit it all in because everyone across the district is still struggling with making sure, or not even making sure really at this point, but just trying to get everything fit in terms of your whole group instruction versus your small group instruction. And the fact of the matter is at this point, no one has really quite figured that out. And what was nice about the person that led our training today was that she was very open with us and you know, let us vent and kind of talk about our frustration with just trying to make it work. So it's good to know that I am not the only one struggling with figuring out how all this is supposed to happen in the course of one day. Our site is not the only one struggling with that. It is happening across the board. And those of you that have tried or had Wonders for at least 1 year or are dealing with it now, it sounds like you're having the same issues. So that is what my professional development was about today. I did pop into my classroom a couple times and they seemed like they were doing a pretty good job. The sub had them under control. There were some technical issues. I think there's a short in my classroom because none of the outlets were working on a certain side of the classroom, so the projector wasn't working, so I had to go in and kind of make some arrangements so they can watch an episode of Liberty's Kids. But other than that, they seem to be doing just fine. Right now, I am on my way to the district office because I am going to the very first meeting of a program that they have started called, I think it's called Aspiring Leaders. So this was a voluntary sign up for anyone who thinks that they may be interested in going into administration with the district at some point in the future. And I think we meet on average maybe once a month or so throughout the course of the school year. So today is the first meeting, and based on the agenda, it looks like we're just going to get some background on the district, like the history of the district, which most of us have some sense of, because when we get hired, one of the things the district does when you're newly hired is they take you on a little tour of the district, and you have a tour guide, which is an employee of the district who has been around since the very beginning stages of this district, and they give you some history and show you all the schools. So we'll get some of that. And I think the other thing we're talking about is what kind of leader do you think you are? And this particular session will be headed by the superintendent of our district. And so I think it'll be good. He's a very personable person. I'm just frustrated that I'm running late. Like, I don't want to be late to this meeting, but I couldn't get off campus early enough. So that's where I'm headed. I think the meetings are a couple of hours. I officially have gotten done with, I think, 8 report cards total. If I can somehow show you what the new report cards look like, I will, because they are quite annoying. There's a lot of drop-down boxes that didn't exist before, so it makes completing one report card very tedious. So that's kind of annoying, but on my lunch break, I got through about 8 of them. I only have, 20 some odd left to go. They're due tomorrow. So after my meeting, I will be going home to continue to work on my report cards. So that's pretty much it. Good morning. Here's my outfit of the day. Today I'm wearing some blue pants that I think are made to look like jeans, but they're not. These were from Old Navy a couple years ago. This sweater is also from Old Navy, and I have a beige tank top underneath. And then I'm wearing these shoes that I bought from Old Navy a couple months ago when I did my little Old Navy haul for you guys. And then this two-toned Michael Kors watch. So this is what I am wearing today. I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Have a good morning. It's 1:35 on Wednesday. I just took the kids to PE about 5 minutes or so ago, and I'm just going to show you my desk right now because it's very indicative of my mental state at the current moment. So this is my desk. My teacher planner's over there. This is a box of books that I got from Donors Choose. I think it's the last part of a shipment that I got. Just some papers. Also my little corner of teaching, my work bag, a stack of papers that was in my mailbox this morning, a random blow up tennis ball that I think came from PTO, a bunch of soda that I forgot to pass out on Friday for Halloween. So that is where I'm at as far as today. So far I ended up having my teacher support meeting at 12, from 12 to about 12:30. I was supposed to have that earlier in the school year, if you remember, like a few weeks ago, but we were short subs. And nothing major happened. It's basically just a time to meet with your principal. She's checking on you to see if you need any support from her, asking you some positives that you feel like you've had this year and some supports that you may need. And honestly, like at this point, it was probably the worst time for me to be asked some of those questions. Like when she said, what are some positives for you? It took me a minute to kind of dig deep and think of the good things that I feel like have happened for me as a teacher so far this year. So I think I mentioned just, you know, the math videos that I've been creating this year have been beneficial. I know parents have responded well to that, so that is something that I mentioned, as well as guided reading. I feel like I'm progressively getting better with that and more, I don't really know what the word is. Consistent's not the word, or I think maybe it's just more purposeful for me than it was last year. So I did mention that when she asked, did I need any support? And I said, I don't really need anything. Like there's not one thing I need her to do. I think a lot of my challenge this year, there's nothing she can do. She's not gonna provide me more time in the day. She can't make a day more than 24 hours. She can't take away some of the demands, because those demands are the demands of this job. So it was kind of, I felt bad because it was kind of, I don't know, depressing in a way. And so she tried to give me some help and told me about a TED Talk that she watched where this person's message is just kind of remember the why of what you're doing when you have those moments where you are just completely bogged down and overwhelmed, which is a great message, and I do like it. But I was telling her I'm so consumed by the what's of what I need to do in my life right now in terms of grading, report cards, being out, and things like that, that it's hard to focus on the why. So that happened. Sorry, I was reading a text message. And today has been just really a wash. So we had no school Monday for the students. Yesterday I was in my Wonders training, and today was my first day with the kids this week, and we haven't really done much. We came in, we had play practice this morning, then we came back and took a quiz, had recess, then after recess we had to head to the library to make up our library time for Monday. Then we came back, kids were still working on their quiz, so we were kind of at a standstill. 12 o'clock came, I had to go to my teacher support meeting, so there was a sub here for 30 minutes. We went to lunch, now we're at PE. So I have not taught anything new, which is kind of frustrating because there's a lot to teach and a lot to do. I just don't know what to say. Like, I have my report cards done. But when I do report cards, I like to do them once, and then I do go back through and look through all of them again just to fine tune and make sure every box is filled. I've checked or dotted every I and crossed every T, so I need to do that. The report cards aren't going to be able to be printed until tomorrow because there's technical difficulties with printing out this new format. I have to make sub plans for tomorrow because I will not be here tomorrow because I will be at an LCAP meeting, and I have a doctor's appointment today at 6 that I am in no mood to go to, but I'm trying to contemplate, do I want to just go home after school and do some work there, or do I just want to stay here the whole time? But I'm not sure. So that's my day so far. I haven't checked in with you guys at all, so I thought I should. So I'm going to get off of this camera or stop vlogging because I have things to do. So I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday, and I'll talk to you later. So I think those are all the copies that I'm going to need for tomorrow. I am just checking my mailbox to see what's in there. It's just some science pages, and I'm gonna head back to my classroom, get my classroom set up for the sub, and I am probably going to cancel my doctor's appointment. I think I've made that decision because it's already 10 minutes to 5. It could take me close to 30 minutes to get to the doctor's office, and it's just not a good time. I'm not gonna go. Okay, it is 5:41. I have officially canceled my doctor's appointment. It was one of those things where I just had to cut myself a break. It was 5 o'clock. I was not going to be done with my sub plans and have time to go home and walk Genesis and let her out and get there in time. And it wasn't like a critical appointment for me to go to today. It was just a follow-up appointment, so I had to cut myself a break and say just reschedule it. So I have rescheduled that doctor's appointment for Thanksgiving break is what I'm trying to say. So I am getting ready to go home right now to finish my report cards. They're done. I just need to triple check them and add a couple comments, and there's one student who couldn't find her math test and she just found it this morning, so I need to add that in so that her grades reflect her last math test. I am going to do that. I'm sorry, I was reading a text message. I'm going to do that and then look at the chapter 6 math videos that I need to make, because we will be in chapter 6 before we know it, and I'm gonna try and get started on recording those tomorrow. So whew, this week is almost over, and when this week is over, I think I will be able to take a little bit of a breather, because this week has been crazy with just the trainings and me being out and report cards. So this was kind of like another one of those hell weeks for me, but this has probably been the worst of it because there were just so many things that I needed to accomplish in the course of a week. And after this week I have a long weekend. I thought my long weekend was this weekend, and I realized on Monday morning that it's not, and that was depressing. But after this week I have a long weekend next weekend, and I feel like because report cards will be done by tomorrow, that when this weekend comes I can probably rest a little bit more than what I have been allowing myself to do during the weekend. So I'm gonna go home. It's time. My sub plans are done. So that's ready. My report cards are pretty much done. I just like to check them like multiple times, because once they're printed, and I hate having typos on things that go to parents, because it just isn't a good look for a teacher. So I need to do that. And tomorrow I think I'll be home a little bit earlier than normal because I have a meeting, and I think I'll be able to leave home early. And I am gonna try and sit down and just reset myself in terms of teaching, and just go back to the basics of why in the midst of all this craziness do I continue to do this, and why do I enjoy what I do, and why did I get into this in the first place, just to kind of remind myself, because I think right now I'm just overwhelmed by stress, and that is affecting my mood. So I do want to do that, and maybe look at some things that I might want to tweak since we are now in a new trimester. So that is where I am at, and that's my plan. So I'm headed home. I hope that you guys had a good day. I don't know if I said that already. I'm sorry if I did. The good news about having this crazy parking lot situation is that my car is right outside my classroom right now. So I'm just gonna head to my car. I'm gonna go home and work. And I also get to sleep in a little bit more tomorrow, because the meeting that I have does not start until 8:30, so I can go to a full spin class tomorrow, not get up at 4:30, maybe get up at 5, and so that's nice. So anyway, guys, we'll see some brighter days soon. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. Here's my outfit of the day. Today I'm wearing this blue top and cardigan from Express. I bought this 3 or 4 years ago, if not more. I'm wearing some tan slacks from New York & Company. I'm wearing some brown booties. They're pretty high, and I got these from Macy's. And I'm wearing my necklace with my initial on it here, and my silver fossil watch, and my Tiffany's bracelet. So that is my outfit today. I will talk to you guys later on. All right, I just picked up my mobile order from Starbucks. When I get a hot drink from Starbucks, in case you're wondering, I order a skinny cinnamon dulce latte. I do add a Splenda because, you guys, I have like an addiction to Splenda. I just like things to be pretty sweet, not super sweet, but. So it is 8:10 and I am headed to the district office for our second LCAP meeting of the school year. And I think I explained what LCAP was the first time. It's basically we administer district surveys to parents and students, and then we take those surveys and use the responses to kind of decide the direction that the district is heading, and with some of the funds that we get, how are we going to allocate those funds to make sure we're meeting the goals that we've set forth. So, and this meeting is comprised of different members of the district, so teachers, support staff, parents of students in the district, and we just kind of come together to look at the data, talk about what we see, and help formulate some plans for the upcoming year. So I am headed to that. And as far as yesterday, I did finish my report cards. I finished them at, I believe, about 10 o'clock last night. There were some technical, well, I don't know if they're technical difficulties. So what I do, I couldn't really show you the report cards because I didn't want to show student grades or names for that matter. But with these new report cards and the old ones, we make comments. We don't have to make comments, but I like to because I know parents kind of look for those things, and it's just another opportunity for me to give them some feedback on how I see their child in terms of their performance in my class. So with this new report card system, for the first time, we do have drop-down comments that you can pre-fill in, but those comments were pretty generic, and I just didn't like the way that they sounded. So I did choose to type my own comments. There were a couple of drop-down comments that I did use because I just needed to put them in there, and they were things like informing parents that their child is receiving modifications or they're in the SST process or something along those lines. But anyway, so I make my own comments using this little comment book that I bought from a teacher store years ago. And so I typed them in a Google Doc just to make sure that I can see them clearly. I can do spell check, I can kind of proofread them, and then when I'm happy with them, I physically paste them into the report card. And I've done that with this new system and the old system. And just on a side note, I just suggest you do that because there have been times where a report card had to be reprinted or something along those lines, and it was just nice to have my comments saved somewhere and I can just paste them in there really quick and easy. But anyway, with this new system, when you paste them into the little comment section and you go back to look at them, it would have all this coding language in it in addition to your comments. So I emailed the person that's kind of like, I don't know exactly what his position is, but he is in charge of the system that we use for report cards. So I emailed him, and probably the first email I sent was probably at 5 or 6 yesterday evening. He responded at about 9:30 last night, and then I had a couple questions after that, and he responded back to them. And basically, he told me that if I continue to do that, typing my comments in a Google Doc and then pasting them, that coding language was going to show up and it would print on the report cards. And he was nice enough to go into all my report cards because he had seen that I'd already done all of them and pasted all the comments. So he went into my report cards for me and deleted all that coding language for me, which was nice of him. He's a very responsive employee of the district. I'm not going to give his name, obviously, but I don't know that he ever sleeps because whenever you send him a message, he will respond regardless of the time. And so the last message he sent to me was after 10 o'clock last night. So I got that done. So that is one weight off my shoulders. I'm just looking forward to going to this meeting to just kind of take a break, relax, just participate in what I need to do here. And then afterwards, I'm going to be working on preparing math videos for chapter 6 because we are about to move into fractions, and parents are going to need videos, not just because it's Common Core math, but fractions is always a killer for both students and parents because everybody hates fractions. So anyway, I am headed up there. I hope you guys have a great morning. It's a little windy up here where I'm at, so I don't know if you guys saw that on my little trip to Starbucks, but it's quite breezy. So it's nice because I won't have to be at school in the wind. And secondly, it's nice that I'm out because we are having an AR assembly today, and they are having a BMX expedition show or a BMX show, and it's taking place on the hard court. But the problem is the hard courts are haphazard parking lot. So today, the one parking lot that we had, which was the hard court or the playground, is no longer available. So I think teachers are going to have a nightmare parking today. So I was able to avoid that. But anyway, I'm rambling. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great morning. I am headed to a bargaining meeting. So this is another meeting that I am having with the other members of the negotiations team. So I am the site rep for our district's union, which really serves just like a general function. If there's any site concerns, I go to those meetings and represent our site for that, along with 2 other teachers at my school. And then within my involvement with our school district's union, I am one of the members of the negotiation team. So when we do contract negotiations, I just am one of the people at the table. I don't really do any talking at the actual point of negotiating. There's always one person from our team that does all the talking, but I help with the back story stuff. So like researching, coming up with talking points and things like that. So as I mentioned before in one of my earlier vlogs, this year our whole contract is open, which means we could negotiate any point of the contract. And typically, that's not the case. We usually only have one article of the contract that we can negotiate, plus salary and benefits every year. So this year is kind of important because everything is fair game. So me and the other members of the negotiations team are having our second meeting. We're just going to look at the results from the first survey we sent out to teachers within our district. And that first survey was just to kind of get a pulse of what are the main concerns that the majority of teachers have in our district. Because when we do negotiate at the table, we want to make sure that we are negotiating for the things that are actually of the most concern to the teachers in our district. So that first meeting, we formulated a survey just to kind of get a pulse of what the major issues are in general. We have gotten the survey responses, have spent some time skimming through them on our own, and now we're getting ready to meet to kind of discuss that and make plans for the next steps. So that's where I'm headed. My LCAP meeting did end a little bit earlier today, so with the time that I had in between then and now, I worked on prepping the math videos for chapter 6, and that's pretty much it. So good morning. Here's my outfit of the day. Today is Friday, so I am wearing jeans. I'm wearing my Old Navy jeans here. I am wearing this t-shirt here that says I love my 5th graders, and I think I just Googled this shirt because I had seen it before on Instagram if you're looking for one. I'm wearing a long and lean tank top underneath from Target, and my powder blue Chucks, which I've said before are my favorites. I don't have my watch on right now because I left that downstairs, but this is my outfit for this Friday, and I will talk to you guys later. Hey there. It's the first time I'm checking in today and school is over. It is 3:34. I have just been really busy today. The kids have been gone for about 45 minutes, and I am in the process of trying to clean my things up before I go home. I have to be home soon because I am having technician number 4 from the cable company come to my house. My internet seems to be working, or I think it's working because I was able to upload videos over the weekend, but then this week the cable just started going out. So this is going to be my 4th technician, and I've been assured that this is going to be a specialist and he or she is going to be able to fix the problem. So I'm kind of waiting for them to tell me that the technician is close by. I'm also sorting through my permission slips because our field trip to a local college here is going to be on Monday. So I need to make sure that everybody has turned in their permission slips. So I'm sorting through that. And plus all the other papers that I collected today. So I have a massive stack of paper on my desk that I'm kind of trying to sort through. I can't really show it to you because there's some student information on it. As far as how today went, it went pretty well. What did we do? We did play practice. The kids are getting a little bit better, and I think I got some footage of that. And we reviewed the math lesson from yesterday. I was gonna teach a new math lesson, but I had a sub yesterday, and I realized that the lesson that the sub taught yesterday is one of the more complicated ones, and I just wasn't sure how well the sub taught it, because you really do never know with subs teaching math, especially Common Core math, with some of these strategies. So I just reviewed yesterday's lesson with my class to make sure they had it. We took a states and capitals test, and we had a classroom meeting. So I think I said at some point this week that I kind of wanted to take the opportunity, since this is a new trimester, I kind of wanted to take it as a fresh start for myself, because I have been pretty bogged down and stressed over the past week. But I also feel like my class needs to reset itself in terms of how they work together as a unit. So we talked today about how, in my mind, from August to May, and from the time the school day starts to the time school day ends, we are pretty much a family in here, in the sense that we are all a reflection of each other. So one person's bad behavior in this class is a reflection of us as a class in general, and we need to be better about holding ourselves accountable, holding each other accountable, and caring for each other enough to let each other know when we're not quite on the right track, and do so in a very respectful and caring way, obviously. So we talked about that. I had the kids come up with a list of expectations, like, when you come to school, what do you think your parents are expecting from you in terms of your behavior? What do you think your teacher's expecting of you in terms of your behavior? And things like that. And they came up with a list that was pretty good. And then we talked about what should our expectations be of ourselves as a classroom, in terms of representing ourselves well when we move about the school, or when we're outside on the playground, or when we're just in the classroom together. What should we expect of ourselves? So the conversation was good. I told them I wanted them to think about the conversation we had over the weekend, and come back to school prepared on Monday with just those things in mind, because I know they are capable of doing it, but I think they just need more time to kind of get to where I'd like them to be. My report cards are done. They were sent home today. I stuffed all the envelopes. I got everything done and squared away. So those have been sent home with students. So that is a weight off my shoulders. And I don't really know. I mean, it was kind of uneventful. This week has really just been a wash. So I honestly can't say that a whole lot of new learning has taken place this week, because it was just crazy with me being out. And then the 2 days that I was in, Wednesday and today, those were both filled with making up for things that we missed on the days that I was out, or the day that they did not have school. So I just feel like this was like the week that never really existed. It was a wasted week, which is unfortunate, but there was no getting around it. So I'm just gonna finish cleaning up in here. My plan is, as far as resetting myself, I am gonna do some thinking over the weekend on what do I need to do as a teacher to just kind of ingrain in them the idea that this is a classroom community, this is a classroom family. When they left today, before they walked out the door, after I gave them their report cards, I had some kids volunteer and say, you know, what are some specific things that you can do as an individual to help contribute to having a more positive classroom environment for ourselves? And they gave some great ideas that I really appreciated. And before they left, I told them, if you just keep one thing in mind, and that one thing being that no matter what, you need to always have high expectations for yourself. I said, if you keep that in mind, everything else should fall into place, because if you have high expectations for yourself, you will come to school prepared. If you have high expectations for yourself, you will behave appropriately. If you have high expectations for yourself, you will do well in school and get good grades. So I said, really, you only need to think about that. And I did spend a portion of my day kind of on my soapbox, and I really told them some of the more personal reasons why I decided to teach. And one of the big reasons why I decided to teach was I wanted kids of all backgrounds to know that education is for them, and that you should never let someone's opinion of you dictate how you actually are, or dictate your future. So one of my 5th graders was great. He said, it's kind of like when people say you're letting someone's opinion of you become your reality. Now, I don't know if someone told him that or he's had that conversation with someone before, but that is true. And I said, that's exactly right. Like, you do not let someone dictate who you are. You need to show people who you are. And that is one of the reasons why I went into teaching. I went into teaching because I want kids to see a person of color be successful. I wanted kids to know that no matter who you are, what your background, you have the power to dictate your future and how your life is going to be. Even if people don't expect anything good to come from you, you can show them that they should be expecting good things to come from you. So I did tell them a little bit of that, and if that was a little too personal for you guys, I apologize, but that really is, those really are the major reasons why I went into teaching. I did not grow up thinking I was going to be a teacher. But in my experience in school, I know that on several different occasions and in several different ways, I was given the message by my peers and even by some adults that, you know, school really isn't for you. As a minority, you shouldn't really be aspiring to things like that. That's not what we do. And I really took offense to that. And I don't want any child to think that, whether they're a minority or not. I don't want any child to think that education or doing well is not something that they are meant to do. So that's a big part of who I am as a teacher and a big part of what I believe in as an individual. So I told them that, and I hope that maybe they understood like some of the things I'm doing and why I am the way I am and why I am so hard and on kids about certain things, because I truly believe that education is the most powerful tool that someone can have, and it is something that no one can take away from you. So I shared that part of my personality with them, and I think they really appreciate it, because they really understood what I was saying. And some kids kind of talked about some personal experiences they have had or their family has had. So and I told them, you don't have to be the smartest kid to do well. And I told them I was not ever the smartest kid, but I was one of the hardest working kids, and so everybody is capable of doing well, even if you don't think you're the smartest. So anyway, I will get off my soapbox on that, but that's pretty much it. That's how my day ended. I am gonna finish cleaning up here. I am gonna have to come in over the weekend. I think what I was saying before I got on that soapbox was I was gonna look at some things that I need to do as a teacher to kind of ingrain that sense of community in them, ingrain that desire to have high expectations for themselves. So I might be looking at the morning meeting book. I know that I watched The Lettered Classroom, and I know that Bridget has talked about that book quite a bit, and it sounds like something I would really be interested in. And I feel like in years past I've done a really good job of creating a sense of community in here without having to use something like that, but this might be the class where it needs to be a little bit more specific and purposeful. I might have to just put more effort into it. So I'm going to take a look at stuff like that over the weekend to kind of turn this class around, because we need a little bit of help. They're good kids, but we just need to be a little bit more cohesive, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope that you guys had a great week. I hope that you have a great weekend. If you like this video, I feel like every now and then I gotta say this, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will see you on Monday morning. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.